Surah Fathir. Surah Fathir consists of 45 verses belonging to the group of Makkiyyah chapters revealed after Surah Al Furqaan and is the final chapter in the sequence of chapters in the Quran which begins with Alhamdulillah. The name Faathir, which means creator, is related to the words of Faathir which are found in the first verse of this chapter. In this verse it is explained that Allah is the creator of the heavens and the earth, the creator of the angels, the creator of the universe, all of which is proof of his power and greatness. This chapter is also called the Angels chapter, because in the first verse it is stated that Allah has made angels as his messengers who have several wings. The main contents of Surah Fatir. Allah is Almighty and Giver of Grace. It is mentioned in Surah Fatir verses 1 to 4. Allah is praised as the creator of the heavens and the earth who has angels as his messengers with various wings, confirming his power over everything. Allah is described as the most mighty and the most wise, who gives grace to humans without anyone being able to restrain it, and holding things back without anyone being able to let go. Humans are reminded to remember the blessings of Allah who provides sustenance from the heavens and the earth, which cannot be given by any creator other than Allah, so that there is no reason for humans to turn away from monotheism. The apostles before the Prophet Muhammad had also been lied to, and Allah emphasized that all matters were returned only to him. Avoidance from the deceptions of worldly life. It is stated in Surah Fatir verses 5 to 8, Allah's promises are true and humans must not be deceived by worldly life or the deception of Satan who wants to turn them away from the truth. Satan is described as an enemy who invites his group to hell, while those who disbelieve await a harsh punishment, while those who believe and do good deeds will be given forgiveness and a great reward. Allah emphasizes that it is not appropriate for someone who is deceived by Satan to think that his bad deeds are good, because Allah guides whom he wills and misleads whom he wills, so that the Prophet Muhammad was asked not to perish because of sadness about their attitude, because Allah is all-knowing of all actions. Some signs of Allah's power. It is mentioned in Surah Fatir verses 9 to 11. Allah sent a wind that moved the clouds, then directed the clouds to a barren land to revive the earth with rain, depicting resurrection. Glory belongs entirely to Allah, who will exalt good words and righteous deeds, while those who plan evil will receive a harsh punishment and their evil plans will be destroyed. Allah created humans from soil and semen, made them into pairs, with pregnancy and birth only occurring with his knowledge, and determined the age of each individual in the book of Law Mahfuz, which is an easy thing for Allah. Proofs of God's power. It is mentioned in Surah Fatir verses 12 to 14. Allah created two different seas, one fresh and fresh to drink and the other very salty, provided the pleasure of fresh meat and jewelry, and showed ships sailing on the sea to seek his gifts so that humans would be grateful. Allah regulates the alternation of night and day, and the movement of the sun and moon firmly, affirming that only to him belongs all dominion, while others have no power whatsoever. Those who are worshipped other than Allah cannot hear or fulfill requests, and on the day of resurrection they will deny the polytheism they have committed, without being able to provide a clear explanation as Allah. Human need for Allah's grace. It is mentioned in Surah Fatir verses 15 to 18. Humans are emphasized that they are the ones who need Allah, the all-rich and the all-praiseworthy, who with he can easily destroy them and create new creatures if he wills, something that is not difficult for him. Everyone is responsible for the sins they commit themselves. The sins of others will not be borne by them, even if the sins are very serious, and only those who fear Allah, even though they do not see him, can be warned, and who purify themselves himself for his own good, because only to Allah is the place of return. Prophet Muhammad as the bringer of truth, mentioned in Surah Fatir verses 19 to 26. Allah explains the difference between the blind and the sighted, darkness and light, shade and heat, and life and death, emphasizing that he gives hearing to whom he wills and that Prophet Muhammad is only a warner, not having the power to make people in the grave hear. Allah sent Prophet Muhammad with the truth as a bearer of good news and a warner, and every nation has been given a warning beforehand. If they deny Prophet Muhammad, just as those before them had denied the previous messengers, even though the messengers brought miracles and books that gave clear explanations, they will receive Allah's punishment. Only scholars truly fear Allah. Mentioned in Surah Fatir verses 27 to 28, Allah sent down water from the sky that produced plants with various colors, including mountains that had white, red, and pitch-black stripes. Apart from that, among humans, living moving creatures and livestock, there are also various colors and types. Only the scholars fear Allah among His servants, because Allah is almighty and most forgiving. Business that never loses. It is stated in Surah Fatir verses 29 to 30, people who diligently read the Book of Allah, al-Quran, perform prayers and give alms sincerely, both openly and secretly, hope to gain trade that will never make a loss. By doing this, they hope that Allah will perfect their reward and increase His grace, because Allah is most forgiving and most grateful. Conclusion of Surah Fatir. Surah Fatir contains an invitation to humans to be grateful for the blessings given by Allah, stay away from evil deeds, and contemplate the beauty of nature, where humans act as Allah's Caliph on earth. In the context of faith, this chapter presents evidence of Allah's power and the blessings He has bestowed, and confirms that Allah created the angels according to His will and proves the truth of the day of resurrection. Apart from that, this chapter reminds us that the pleasures of life in this world are temporary, and strengthens the heart of Rasulullah, Shalallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in calling on the disbelievers by reminding them of previous apostles who were also lied to. This chapter calls on humans to do good deeds and avoid bad deeds so as not to follow the steps of Satan, emphasizing that each individual bears his own sins. Man as God's Khalifah on earth is also described along with the consequences that will be received by believers and unbelievers, as well as the levels of believers.